we need to have a leader attached to the end of our fly line, which goes to our fly. But not all leaders are the same. So when we're fishing with floating lines and strike indicators, there's now leaders built for fishing specifically with indicators. They're called indicator leaders, and they have a very short tapered butt section and then a long level section for the maining of the tippet. And the reason why they're built this way is because when you were fishing with indicators, you want your leader to be hanging straight up and down, as vertical as possible. The regular tapered leader that we use has a long butt section, and then going to the rest of the leader material. But they don't hang straight up and down like an indicator leader does. So something to consider when you're fishing with indicators. But we're fishing with floating lines and nymphing with flies, no indicator. Then we use a regular tapered leader, and we use that long, heavy tapered butt section because that helps turn the rest of the leader over and your fly. And so think about if you were fishing with a floating line and 20 feet of leader, you'd have, say, a 12-foot tapered leader on, and then you'd add more tippet to that. And so you want that long tapered butt section to help turn the fly over. When we're fishing with sinking lines, we're going to be using a tapered leader as well, but it doesn't have to be a 12-foot leader. It can be a 9-foot leader, and then we can add a bit more tippet to the fly because in most cases, we don't want our fly too far away from the end of our sinking line because then the fly won't be in the same depth zone as your fly line is swimming through. So we tend to keep those leaders shorter. And if we're dangling or deep lining with our type 7 line, so that's vertically fishing chronomets straight up and down, we're just going to be using 3 feet of tippet material. That's all we want below the end of that fly line because we want our fly close so that we know our fly isn't moving around underneath that fly line when those chronomets are just staging at the bottom of the lake. So 3 leaders that you want to consider: indicator leader when you're fishing with strike indicators, a regular tapered leader when you're nymphing with a floating line, and that can be a 12 or a 15-foot leader, then adding tippet, and then shorter 9-foot leaders with a bit of tippet for most of our sinking line fishing techniques. And then when we're deep lining, it can just be a straight 3-foot section of 3X or 8-pound tippet material loop to the end of your fly line, and you're good to go.